Hi guys, just wanted to throw Antifa out as a topic for discussion. uh, so, how many of y'all have met any Antifa members and talked to them and found out what they're about? Or how many of you know what Antifa is through YouTube videos and mainstream media? And here's what Wikipedia says: the Antifa, or ANTIFA movement in the United States, is a left wing, anti fascist, militant, political activist movement that compromises autonomous activist groups that aim to achieve their political objectives through the use of direct action rather than policy reform. And yes, unfortunately, some Antifa groups are rich white kids that live in mom's basement that are there to be militant thugs, gangbangers, pretty much. We've seen them. They are the worst. I don't think they bring much of anything positive to the table. They basically, anybody that doesn't agree with them, they deem a fascist and they bring violence on them. And they earn hate. There's other Antifa that you will probably never know, and uh, they go to protests, and if they see white supremacists and people like that stirring up trouble, they will confront them and they will bring violence. And you may or may not agree with that. That's totally up to you. They choose to meet violence with violence. They will also, when they see a peaceful protest start to get violent, where the cops are starting to do stuff, they will draw attention to themselves so that the peaceful protesters can continue to protest. And these are the things that you don't hear about, that the news isn't going to tell you about. Uh, and a lot of them aren't spoiled kids just going out to beat people up. Uh, but anyway, I'll probably take a little bit of flack for hitting this, or talking about this subject, because a lot of people already have their minds made up. But I would also say, how many cop watchers out there have heard the lamestream media say cop watchers are terrorists and agitators? And I believe me, I am using the term cop watcher very loosely. I hate to really lump anyone into a group that doesn't want to be. Uh, a lot of activists are considered terrorists just because they stand up for their beliefs, and uh, it is what it is. I mean, uh, we're watching the cops inflame riots from peaceful protests over and over and over, and the government is adding fuel to the fire, instead of the federal government anyway, instead of being leaders and trying to pour some water on this fire. They're just adding fuel to it. They're inflaming it. Uh, this stuff has been smoldering for a long time now, and George Foreman, George Foreman. I'm sorry, George Floyd. uh, he That was just a spark that lit off Minnesota. That flame had been smoldering for a while, and there's plenty of places all over the country, and there's plenty more that's going to continue to do that, and until they stop trying to use violence to stop people that are wanting to get the violence to stop, and they bring more violence to to tell them to not have their voice heard. I mean, come on, it's not going to work. Uh, uh, Portland, the cops went out and took a knee, and their city didn't burn, did it? Flint, Michigan. Uh, Take some clues, guys. Uh, Open up a dialogue. You think all these people are just there for their health because they want to be, because they got nothing better to do? It's not true at all. That people are fed up and they're angry, and it's time for some change to happen. And anyway, I got off track. Sorry, get off my soapbox. Unless you know an Antifa member, and or even a few of them, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to judge. Uh, Maybe the president, as usual, is finding a scapegoat because he doesn't know how to use diplomacy. He doesn't know how to lead. Uh, I've never seen anything like that. Blaming all this on Antifa. Uh, I don't know. I guess if some people can't see through that, there's really no hope for them. I'm not talking to you. The rest of the people that have a reasonable mind and can think for themselves, don't buy into the rhetoric. And with that, I will go ahead and sign off. And everyone, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a nice day. Bye.